coming into this room specifically. But yeah, thank you guys all for coming. This was an idea of just, hey, let's see how many people we can get in one room so I can talk to you about Education Moldova, and pretty good attendance today. So thank you to all of you who have come today. Thank you to all of you who have donated in the past, all of you who have donated already today, those of you who will donate later today. Thank you, Oravan, for helping organize so much of this. 2.5 years ago, when I started the organization, I made Oravan vice president on the paperwork, and she hated the title, she hates all the idea of having the responsibility. But on weeks like this, I was able to say, okay, Oravan, you have to earn your vice president title, and she came through. Thank you to my parents and Charles, who almost all of you know, for opening up their house today and hosting and getting everybody refreshed with drinks and food. And Brian's not here, so I won't say anything about him. But I want to talk a little bit today about the idea of the phrase, yes, you can. And I don't want this to sound like an Obama campaign speech, so I'm saying, yes, you can. And this is, when I first came to Moldova 10 years ago, I think I was full of ideas about, yes, I can do this. Yes, I can go learn a language. Yes, I can teach. Yes, I have all these great ideas if only people would listen to me. And I think that's, as a couple of us have been trained in international development, I think that's something that we all know is a problem in international development, going in with your preconceived ideas about what a community should be doing. So it took me a couple years to break that train of thought. And it wasn't until 2012 when we started Education Moldova that I realized that part of that was because of the dominant ideas inside of the former USSR and Moldova, where so much of the idea is that the government tells you what to do, and if you play along with the government, you're going to be okay. And what we wanted to really do was strengthen individuals and individual communities to go have their own ideas and go do new things, and back them up however we could. And it started with a scholarship for Sylvia, who, if you guys have had a chance to watch her video or read a little bit of her story in the family room, a kid who has not had an easy life. Her dad died at 10 years old. Her mother barely, is still well below the poverty line, but she's able to go to university, and in a couple of years she'll be a female police officer, detective in Moldova, and it's because of donations from you guys. And that's $2,000 a year, $2,000 a year that is completely from you guys, that funds her tuition, funds her living expenses, funds her food. Funds everything. And so I hope you'll get to watch the video and sort of see a little bit more of her personality in there. And a year and a half, or less than a year ago, we transitioned to this new idea of mini grants. And these are just grants of 1,000 lei, which used to be worth $75 until the Moldovan economy crashed in the last month. So now they're worth about $60. But it's this idea that a very small amount of money can do a whole lot. And it's, again, this idea of, yes, you can do this. And it's telling communities that, yes, go ahead. You have this idea that nobody in your government, nobody higher up is going to listen to, but we want to provide that small spark of money or support or whatever it needs to be done to help you achieve that goal. And we've had, the idea of going in with no preconceived notions about what an Education Moldova project should look like has been extremely powerful. So we've had applications for grants and awarded grants for students to build a time capsule in the front lawn of their school, so that 30 years from now, students can see what life was like all the way back in 2014. We've let an English department purchase a new printer to replace the one that had broken down, so that teachers will have lesson planning materials. We've helped a school renovate the school locker room that had been neglected for 30 years because of lack of funds. We've let a chemistry classroom go and replenish their chemicals that had expired 20 years ago. And all these things where students are going to be able to have a richer experience from community members getting involved, and then a small bit of your money helping them achieve that. Inside that room, you'll see pictures from a sustainable bakery that is run by high school students that is going to be benefiting orphans in their community. Just amazing ideas that if we came in with a preconceived notion about what should be done, none of this would have been possible. So now comes the point where I say, yes, you can help us fund future projects. So we'll of course accept cash, check, and also I'll have a computer out so that you could do credit card or PayPal, whatever donation. But all of you are here because you've donated in the past. So thank you for that donation, and then thank you for any support you're able to do in the future and today. Thank you guys very much, and thanks for coming. Enjoy yourselves.